Well, hi, Pamela Latham. How are you? I'm Peggy Polly.
Hi, Peggy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Did you have any trouble parking this morning?
No, actually, I found a really nice shady spot to park in.
Oh, that's good.
I was really happy about that.
Do you prefer for me to call you Mrs. Latham or Pamela?
Pamela.
Okay, well, Pamela, welcome here. What,
Thank you.
really, what's going on?
Well, I'm a nurse,
Mhm.
but I'm thinking about changing my career to maybe to becoming a substitute teacher. It's not going to pay as much, but I have a little issue with stress.
So you have an issue with stress. What is causing the stress?
Well, I guess my family has a lot of expectations out of me,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have enough time as a nurse when I work 12 hours a day to get everything done that I need to get done.
Oh, so you're saying you're in nursing now,
Yes.
and the hours are very stressful,
Yes.
and you have a big family. So tell me about your family.
Well, I have my husband,
Mm-hmm.
who is not my problem, but I have a grown daughter living with me,
Mm-hmm.
and she has a couple of children. And then I have two of my older sons. One is disabled, and the other one he's 20 and is having a hard time finding a job.
So which of these things do you think are causing the most stress?
Well, the fact that I have to cook and clean and buy groceries and take care of everything, take care of the dogs that we have, just, it's overwhelming.
So what I'm hearing is you're overwhelmed in your job as a nurse,
Correct.
and you're overwhelmed with the enormity of the responsibility.
Yes, of them both. I can't seem to make them work together, my work and what I have to do at home, because I'm never off.
Right. Right, I can understand
Okay, that's my issue. I have no downtime for myself, and I'm always going until I finally hit the bed at nighttime.
So you're going all day?
Yes, yes. Start early in the morning and then go all the way till 10:30, 11 o'clock. Depends.
So that's your biggest stressor?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
seems like a time issue.
It's a time issue.
Pamela, can you tell me a little bit about your family as you were growing up?
Well, I came from a divorced family,
Mhm.
and my mother, well, my dad had to go to prison,
Mm-hmm.
and then my mother was raising me till I was 5, where then she married a man who said that we were no longer welcome, or I wasn't, and my brother wasn't, and so we were sent off to my real dad and my stepmother, which my stepmother accepted my brother but hated me.
So you're saying your mother sent you away, and you experienced some issues there?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of physical abuse, mental, sexual, the whole gamut.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot of issues. Can I say?
Tell me a little bit more about your birth order.
Well, my dad, depending on which side you want to look at, if you're talking about my dad, I was number 7. If you talk about my mother, I was the second child.
Right. Right. Big difference.
There's a big difference
Big
because my dad was married before he married my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I was second, but my mom was getting ready to divorce my dad, and he forced himself on her, and that's how I came about.
Oh.
Yes. So my mother really didn't like me too much. Yeah.
So your mother didn't like you, and then she sent you away?
Yes.
And then when you got to, you said your grandfather and your grandmother?
My real dad and my stepmother.
And so you went to live with them?
Yes.
And how was that?
Awful.
Because?
My stepmother hated me. She repeatedly would put me into a closet if I cried about anything. If I did cry, I was the scapegoat. I got the whipping because I was crying. But I was a very sensitive person, you know. I don't know, just went through a lot of abuse with that family. And, you know.
Sounds like a lot of things to
It
think
was.
about.
You know, then my mother came and rescued me, only to bring me back to the stepfather that didn't want me, and then stayed there for 6 months of living hell, and then got sent to my aunt and my uncle, you know, for 3 years, and my brother was sent away, so we were like totally split up.
So having 7 brothers and sisters, and then being just you and your brother, and then taken away from that, and you've moved, it looks like now 4 different families,
Yeah,
4 different times.
yeah.
So the stability in your life would cause, what would that cause for you?
Oh, well, because I had to,
instability.
yeah, I had to learn all different rules in, you know, the family dynamic. So, you know, I learned to be a very quiet person and just do whatever was expected out of me without any fussing, per se. You know, I was an obedient person, even if I didn't feel like, you know, even if I didn't feel like doing it, I did it anyway. So I believe I became a people pleaser to try to get people to love me. Yeah.
I can understand that.
So, anyway. So now I'm going to be going off to try to be a substitute teacher.
So how did that come about?
I found an ad in the newspaper.
All right. How does your husband feel?
My husband actually was thinking about me being a substitute teacher.
Oh.
And so when I told him, I said they were having a class, he was like, you know, I was thinking about that it would be good hours for you, Monday through Friday. Not all the time. They don't always need a substitute teacher, but it would, you know, help me get out of the house and bring in some money and get around people, socialization, whatever, you know, instead of just staying locked in the house.
So how long have you been in the house?
Since January. The beginning of this year, I had a nervous breakdown. Spent a little time in the hospital and then came home. And good people helping me through it.
Yes,
And
I can
more.
understand that.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that part of your life.
Well, what's really good about what happened to me is that now I can spend time reading my Bible, spending time, I can go to church, and that's really a big issue for me because I have to be connected to the Lord and to the people that love Him. Because if I don't have that, I can't survive.
Right.
I can't.
So is that what's happening in your life now, is survival?
Yes. I believe that God has rearranged everything, you know, and has made it so that, you know, I can rest and know that He's God. He's teaching me how to trust Him, and it's good. It's good to be in that place, but I still do worry about, you know, our finances, you know, because we're struggling a bit, but I figured I'm still going to trust Him there too. Whatever comes tomorrow when I go to the interview and to the class, it's going to be His will.
Right.
And my husband is with me on this. So I'm not usurping authority over him, you know, taking matters into my own hands. So
I can see a lot of faith in you.
have that.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So this possible move, how did you come to the idea that that might be something that would be less stressful?
Well, for one thing, it's going to be like 4 or 5